record. So good morning, everybody. Hope you had a lovely weekend and enjoyed the sun. Thank you for attending today's coffee morning session. We have AXA on the agenda today. So we've got Raman from AXA, and then we've got Michael from National Friendly. So thank you for joining us.
I'd like to thank everyone for logging in this morning to take the time to listen to what us at National Friendly can do for you, how we can help you and your client. Yeah, so my name's Michael. I've met quite a few of you at all the events that TRM have, which is brilliant. I do have a Scottish accent, as you can recognise, and also I have hay fever, and it's just what a mix. Honestly, it's just such a great mix. I'm just glad I don't work in television because no one would ever understand me. But if you do struggle to understand me today, please let me know and I'll slow down. I do have a tendency of speaking a bit fast. Now, many of you will know what we do already, and I'm going to try to change this up slightly and give you the odd bit of information that you don't know yet. But what I would like to do today is take this as a chance to get feedback from everyone. So I'd like a bit of interaction first and foremost before I go into the presentation. And I want to know from a lot of people on this call, not just the same names, but I want to know from everyone what you know about National Friendly, first and foremost. Bippin, I can't see anyone's names. Can you maybe volunteer someone to answer that question?
Oh gosh, I don't want to pick any names. Does anybody want to kind of put themselves forward to share their knowledge if they use? Are there many out there actually? Let's ask the question: who have written business with National Friendly or use them quite often?
I actually used to work for them.
Who's this? Oh, Joe. Joe, I recognise your name. How you doing?
All right, thanks. Yes, I know quite a lot about them. Hello, Kat.
I've heard a lot about you, Joe.
Oh, it's all bad. Don't talk about it.
It's all bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
It's all true as well. It's all true.
Don't you be dipping in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used it for products as well, and they are good. It's a really nice company.
Yeah, that's good. Is there any reason that you maybe struggle to place business just now then, Joe?
I'll be totally honest, pricing. That's your issue, really. It's all right if you're not bothered about the serious like heart cancer stuff, but other than that, I do find the pricing is the issue.
Yeah.
But I always check you out if I've got individuals.
Right, got you. What? Anyone else get some feedback for me?
Can I just ask a question on the back of that? Sorry. Joe, have you had any clients who have claimed on the policies that you've done with National Friendly?
No, not that I'm aware of. No one's actually. I suppose what you could say is that means it's good experience. I've not had anyone complaining, and it should be because they're smaller. But I don't know of any claims. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Yeah. Sorry.
Can I just say that?
Yeah, I've got. Oh, sorry. Go away.
I was just going to say, I don't know if this is on the. If this is something that National Friendly are going to look at, but the lack of mental health cover doesn't help.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Michael, I've had issues with one of my clients with HCA.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be much of a relationship there between National Friendly and HCA. Which
in terms of what?
Thanks to you, to be fair, we managed to agree for the client to get covered, but there has been problems in the past in getting HCA recognised as a medical body for claims.
Was that not because of the hospital list, Ross?
No, because the hospital isn't. It's not. Even if it's not extended hospitals, the HCA hospital that this was that this problem arose from wasn't based in central London.
Right. Okay. Got you.
It was Manchester.
Right. I hear you, mate. I hear you. That's fine. Well, you got it. I remember that one exactly.
Yeah.
We worked on it, so that's good that you got it sorted. Positive feedback as well. I know I've just opened a can of worms here. So anyone else that's kind of using his feedback, try sprinkle a wee bit of positivity in there as well, please.
I'll give you some positive feedback in that if you've got a difficult case, both with your input and the input of your underwriters, they are very flexible on pre-existing if you're trying to do a switch. So it's a pleasure to deal with you and the underwriters on those sort of issues.
Thank you, Wayne. That's
Yeah.
That's settled me back down there. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
I hope the check's in the post.
Certainly is. And for everyone else, I knew that Wayne, Ross, David, I worked with you fairly closely, which is great. But for the other ones on the call that we've not really worked with you, have you heard the National Friendly at all when you're doing your quotes? Have you seen any marketing and anything like that?
Yeah, I was going to say, yes, I've seen your marketing, but I have to confess I don't know anything about your product. So I'd love to book a call in if that's possible.
Absolutely, Catherine. This is what today's for. Like I know that Wayne and Ross and a few other they'll know what I'm about to say today. But this is going to be really helpful for the likes of yourself, that there's certain clients out there that you may have that you might not be able to get cover for, and you're not using us where you maybe could be using us. So let me dive into it and let me be very frank. You're going to hear a lot of information today from myself and AXA. What I really want to do is make a clear picture in your head as to why National Friendly is the best fit for your client. And if anyone ever asks you again going forward now, who are National Friendly and why should we go there, you'll have a very distinct answer to give them. There's no doubt about it. So our product is called My PMI. All right, that's the name of it. Now this product's about 3 years old. In terms of, as a new product, what we did have was a bit of a marketing update on the product, changed the name, added levels in. You'll see insurers do this all the time. So that's what we done 3 years ago. We made it a slightly bit better. We've had Optimum, which was a previous policy. Again, we just made that slightly a bit better. We've been going around for 155 years. We're one of the oldest insurers in the UK. That's a fact. And you'll recognise with the name, we're a mutual society. We're a friendly society. So what I can wholeheartedly say here is that, and this isn't just, this is not just bumming up National Friendly, but I would say a lot of mutuals, a lot of friendly societies, the service that you get is a lot better than what you would maybe get with a corporate company. Not all the time, but just in general, the service is a lot better. And that's the state. That's what it's like with ourselves. We have to do the right thing by our client. And I'll get on to that in a bit more when we talk about service. But National Friendly PMI, we've been around for 155 years. All right. So let me tell you exactly what we can do for you. To be honest with you, as Joe's already said to me, price is a big problem throughout the industry, throughout the market. Price is one of the driving factors. Not the only factor, but it is a big factor. I need to be honest with you, currently right now, anyone under the age of 55, forget about us just now. Forget about us just now, okay? Anyone over the age of 55, right up to the age of 85, as you can see on the first bullet point there, that's when we start to become really good. For not all the time, but that's where you're going to find National Friendly being more at the top of your list when you're quoting. And the reason for that is we're just currently pricing ourselves out the market for younger people. The bigger names in the market can maybe do a bit better with price than us currently. However, a slight secret I need to give you here, and Wayne, David, I don't think I've told you this, is the pricing actually from Exeter. He's just joined us, and apparently this guy has changed the Exeter around, and over the last few years he's made them very competitive. So he's joined their team, and he's currently looking at our PMI and seeing how we can reduce the price, because as Joe's already said, we're a bit too expensive for young people, but that could be changing. So currently right now the message is anyone over the age of 55, that's where you want to start looking at us. But I think maybe towards the end of this year, I could be coming out with a new message saying, no, let's start looking at younger people now for National Friendly. So let's just keep an eye on that and see how it goes with what this actually does. There's a lot of pressure on them from the sales team to deliver. So right up to the age of 85, right? Now, we don't penalise for smoking, BMI, hypertension, cholesterol, as long as it's stable, well controlled, and with no underlying heart disease. And that goes into the sort of underwriting ethos that we have. As Wayne's thankfully said, we're very, very flexible with our underwriting. We can be very pragmatic, where a lot of other companies will be very rigid. We are not at all. Again, the points made there on the slide, temporary exclusions. We'll try our best to put a temporary exclusion in place rather than a permanent. But the big thing, and one of the main parts of this plan, is what it says on this slide here, the 5-year guarantee. Now, this will be different from what you've heard from the rest of the market, guys. This is unique, this 5-year guarantee. Our policy is very much an annual policy. Just like the rest of the market, it goes up by age and medical inflation year on year. All right, so you still have a chance to renew it at the 12-month stage. But what the 5-year guarantee does is it means that your client doesn't get punished for claims that they make until the 5th year. We don't have a look at claims that they make until the 5th anniversary of the policy, which is massive, absolutely massive. When you think about the type of client that I've just said that we're sort of targeting just now, and anyone can take advantage of this, but specifically older people. So if you've got a 70-year-old that you're speaking to, our price is good, you know, it's looking good, and you tell them, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you can take this plan out. You're spending a lot of money on it due to your age, but you can use it with peace of mind that you're not going to be punished for the claims that you make. Whereas other insurers out there will, they'll punish someone at that age for a claim of not really that much stature. They'll put a good premium increase onto it after the 12 months. And I take my Gran and Papa as an example. My Gran and Papa with an insurer I won't mention just now, but they've got PMI and they are so scared to use it. They're spending a fortune every month on it, and they're so scared to use it because they go, oh no, I don't know what the price is going to be, and when it comes to my renewal, I'll just leave it. I'll use it if I really have to. What is the point in paying all that money for something you can't bloody use? It just doesn't make sense. Coming with National Friendly, you don't have that worry. You have peace of mind that not only you spend a good bit of money, but you can actually use the thing. That's the big selling point for us. Can I just stop and we'll just think about that just now, and I'd like some feedback of what you think about that 5-year, because that is one of the main selling points of our plan. Any comments on it?
Can I ask a question, please?
Of course.
Okay, so let me just test my understanding. So year on year, the only increases that a member would receive would be age and medical inflation until he gets to that 5th year anniversary, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah, 5th year, yeah.
So when it gets to that 5th year anniversary date, obviously they're going to have the usual age and medical inflationary increase, but how do you then calculate the premium increase for claims? So if they've made no claims in 5 years, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, are you saying there's going to be no increase at all?
Well, if they've had no claims by that 5 years, then there's no reason to add an increase on for claims. Then it would just be the age and the medical inflation that would continue. You would assume, as I said, going by the market that we are targeting, that someone in the over 55 probably has claims within that 5-year term potentially, and therefore they would see an increase by that 5th year. Now, I have to be honest with you, John, the largest increase that we've seen, because this wasn't just on this My PMI policy, it was also on Optimum as well. We've always had it on our PMI policies, and the largest increase that we've had is 82%. That's the biggest increase at that 5th year. The average is 40% at the 5th year, but the biggest has been 82%.
Okay, thank you.
So can I expand on that one as well then? So that means that at the 5th year, you're going to be taking a rolling loss ratio figure. So what's the total loss ratio for the 5 years rather than the current year loss ratio?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Michael, you have a question in the chat as well. Michelle
Yeah.
is asking, will you cover an 80-year-old would be switching from Bupa, if they're switching from Bupa? I think that is.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would.
Can I quickly ask a question?
Of course, Matthew.
Cheers, Michael. Quickly, if your family want to look at their options, if they're paying a lot of money, by all means, send them my way. I'll quite happily have a chat with them.
Right, okay.
But besides that, I have it in my head from old, so please forgive me if I have this wrong now. But that 5-year review period, do you reserve the right to reject offering ongoing cover from the 5-year point?
Yes, we do, Matthew.
Yeah, I thought there was the break clause if there's a lot of claims or something serious going on that you could stop the cover effectively, can't you?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Can I ask
Do we know
why
how?
do you
Do
do
we
that?
know how often?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, the question I asked was why do you do that? Because it kind of puts the client in potentially a situation where, let's say they have got ongoing claims, etc.
Yeah.
And it gets to that 5-year point where you could say, sorry, we're not covering you anymore. They could be in a situation where they can't move to another insurer,
Yeah.
which kind of puts them between a rock and a hard place or down the stream without a paddle, really.
Yeah, no, I understand, John.
And I wouldn't want to put one of my clients in a situation where they're buggered.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you. You would still, to be fair, I think most insurers would do that as well, actually. But I'll get underwriting to give you an exact definition as to why we do that, because I don't want to make something up on the spot here just now, John.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding
TCS,
is that other insurers wouldn't decline to offer cover at all. The only time an insurer would decline to offer cover is if they tried to claim fraudulently or they haven't been honest on their application form or whatever the case may be. They wouldn't decline to offer terms because that would be treating the customer unfairly.
Right, okay. I'll find out for you, John, okay?
Yeah.
I think
I wouldn't want to
against
put one of my
TCS.
clients in that situation. I mean, I don't write a lot of individual business. I've got to be honest with you. I'd say 99% of my business is all SME. But obviously, I do have group leavers and stuff like that where I have to place individually.
Yeah.
And generally, the group leavers are of an age where they're close to retirement, etc. And if that's the time of their life where they probably haven't claimed all their life, but as you get older, things start to fall off and go wrong. Yeah, and that's when you do tend to claim. And if I placed a piece of business with you where they are then claiming for cancer or heart problems or whatever the case may be, and suddenly they're told, sorry, you've had your 5 years, we're not going to continue to offer cover.
Yeah.
I don't think that's treating the customer very fairly.
What I would say to you, John, is that is in terms and conditions. However, it's very, very rarely happened. So I just had to be honest with the question that was given to me. But it's very rare. That is ultra rare that that's ever happened. But what I will do is, because the question asked me, I obviously have to tell you. But I will get an exact reason. But that's not something that comes up often. So I wouldn't let it deter you from placing business.
All right. Okay, thank you. If you can get some more information on that for me, I'll be very grateful.
Yeah, no, I would, because that's important for you to know. I understand that, John. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Michael, there's a
Could
couple.
you possibly share that with the rest of us as well, if possible?
Yes. Yeah, there'll be a few questions maybe that I don't know today, so I'll maybe have to, get it all over to you in an email.
Thank you.
I think Martin Richardson has a question.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. Just that's going to be something that everybody's going to pick up on and run with moving forward. It'd be interesting just to see how many times that's actually happened in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I think that will then give us the confidence of, appreciate you've just said it doesn't happen, but if you can tell us how many times that's happened in the last 5 years.
I understand, Martin. That's important. I get that. Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Cool.
All righty.
And sorry, Michael, just one last question. Ross wants to know, do National Friendly have a customer app for managing claims or getting private GP appointments?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't. All righty, I'm going to move on now. So just to sum up that one, older people definitely is where you want to start looking at National Friendly. The 5 years helps them out with that, up to age of 85 as well, as we will cover. The flexible underwriting will help you out as well. We'll go over the underwriting in a bit more detail. So we've got 4 levels of cover, alrighty. Level 1 is very, very simplistic. It's an outpatient only plan, all right, with an either £2,000 or £5,000 option. This is very introductory. So basically it's there to cover the diagnosis, and then after you've got the diagnosis, you would go to the NHS. That's the best way to describe level 1, an introductory plan. And it's fairly cheap as well. It's very cheap. Level 2 is the exact opposite of level 1. It's an in and day patient only plan. Alrighty. So it will cover you up to £1 million per year of in and day patient. It's there for someone that you know, as well, it's a new customer, they want to keep their costs down. The cancer treatment within level 2 is enhanced as well compared to level 1. As I said, level 1's only diagnosis of the cancer. This will give you more cancer cover. So again, it's an upgrade to level 1. Level 3 is level 1 and 2 combined, all right? So it's in and day patient cover plus you've got your outpatient cover as well, either the £2,000 or the £5,000. And then the cancer cover is increased again, and we'll go over cancer in 2 seconds. This is by far probably the most affordable level that we offer, I would say, in terms of value. And then level 4 is our all singing, all dancing, you know, covered in full design, paid in full design. This is the one that's the most popular level. About 90% of the policies that we sell are level 4, and it's mostly because of switch business. This is the most comparable level to what they've currently been on. Also on level 4 has a couple of added benefits which you don't get on other levels. So you get the, you know, the second opinion service. That's part of the policy. It also covers transport to appointments by taxi. Again, this is really good for older people. Older people use that service within level 4. A lot of older people don't drive, or they maybe can't rely on family members to take them to appointments. We'll cover them up to that as well. And then you've also got the consultations for the menopause and the prostate issues on level 4 also. I thought I had the cancer cover there. 2 seconds, we're over cancer. No, not yet cancer. Let me just go over the cancer. Sorry, I thought I had a slide on the cancer. All right, so let's go back over cancer then. Okay, so level 1, it covers the diagnosis of the cancer only. Now, level 2 will cover cancer up to £1 million, and it will cover chemo and radiotherapy only. Level 3 also covers radio and chemo, but it also has biological therapies as well. And again, it has a £1 million limit, which is pretty much unlimited, but we can't say it is because, of course, it's not. But I think the largest ever claim, you guys are experts here, you tell me, I think the largest ever claim has been £750,000 in the UK. So if you look at it in that way, level 2 and 3 are pretty much unlimited in terms of that. But level 4 covers all cancer cover, and it's unlimited, no limit at all. All righty.
Michael, I think Kat had a question. Kat, do you still have it?
He's actually just answered it. I was going to ask if anybody, or if you'd ever had anybody exceed the £1 million, but you just answered it for me. So thank you.
Perfect.
It is kind of unlimited, but just can't say it is because it's not. There's a limit, you know. But it's just to keep the cost down more than anything else. It keeps the cost down on level 3.
You're missing yourself an opportunity there, because if nobody's ever exceeded that limit with you or any insurer, as a sales point, that's it's a bit off-putting, I think, because clients don't understand how much things cost. So you might be selling yourself short there.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Just to be clear, but Catherine, because of the actual, not just the cancer, but because of the paid in full design of level 4, and because that's the most comparable level most of the time, level 4 is the one that people go for. But this is why we're bringing in the new actuary, to look at the other levels that we're offering and try to reprice them and see what we can do to make them more competitive and a better value for money, to give you guys the opportunity to talk about them as well. Now, Underwriting options for ourselves at National Friendly, again, very similar to the rest of the market. FMU, it's not common anymore, but you know, it's there as an option. As you can see there on the slide as well, if we offer cover with exclusions, they can be reviewed after 2 years. The reviewable exclusions, when you speak to Duncan on underwriting, the reviewable exclusions option is what he'll try to do where possible. It's just going down the flexibility route. We've also got moratorium as well, which is something you'll be very familiar with. And then the switch questions, the switch terms that we offer, feedback that I receive is that our switch terms are very good. Let me read out the questions that we ask. All right, so question 1 is, has the policyholder or anyone else to be covered on this policy received treatment in the last 2 years? That's what we ask as question 1 for CPMA. Has the policyholder or anyone else to be covered on this policy received treatment in the last 2 years? And then question 2 is, has the policyholder or anyone else to be covered in the last 2 years, or are they planning to have a discussion with a GP that might lead to a consultation with a specialist? So that's in the last 2 years, or are they planning in the future to have a discussion with a GP that might lead to a consultation with a specialist?
That's extremely ambiguous.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing I then follow that up with there is, Catherine, is we want to know everything that's basically happened in the last 2 years. But that does not mean that we'll punish you for it. As I said, we're targeting the older market. There'll 100% be loads of things that an older person has that they've had, you know, they've had in the last 2 years. We very rarely ignore them. We'll ignore a lot of it, if I'm being honest with you. But we just want to see what's going on and then take the decision from there. But we couldn't ask that question and then be ultra strict. Our underwriting approach is very pragmatic, very lenient, if I'm being honest with you.
And I don't think you can see the screen, but a few hands have whipped up just to let you know.
Yeah, we've got Matt and we've got Nick. Matt, do you want to go first and then?
I couldn't get off mute for a second there. Just quickly, I just wanted to check your National Friendly's definition of treatment, because treatment is quite a wide-reaching thing. So is that medication classed as treatment, or does it involve surgery or time spent in hospital?
Yeah,
what is your definition of treatment?
Everything you've just mentioned there would class as treatment, yes.
Okay, so ongoing medications.
Ongoing medication, we would want to know about that, Matthew. Absolutely.
Cool, thank you.
But as I said, I need to make this clear to you. Just because we're asking basically what everything that's happened in the last 2 years, we will not punish you just because you're saying it to us. We just want to know. We couldn't be strict and then say we're targeting the older market. It's completely hypocritical. We wouldn't get any business at all. So we have to be lenient with our underwriting.
Nick had a question as well, Nick.
It's a comment really more than a question. Hi, Michael.
Hiya, how you doing?
Trust your golf is doing well. I've used National Friendly recently, but one of the really strong points is on their underwriting team. They're very approachable. And if you have any questions at all or any doubts, they're brilliant at it. I've got to say, Duncan's superb there. And I think they're pretty lenient. I recently put a heart switch group lever with National Friendly, and I'd gone to all the 4 major ones to see what we could do. And the National Friendly came up with the most practical. It was an exclusion, but it was a very limited exclusion, whereas everybody else was a blanket one of the heart. So I just thought I'd say that.
Thanks very much for that comment, Nick. That's very kind of you, and I'll let you win it golf when we play now. I wasn't going to, but now I will. It's I know the particular client you mentioned, and I'm glad we were able to help you with that. And it does back up the argument. You know, we are very lenient. If you've got an older person, if this is to everyone here, if you've got an older person, anyone over the age of 60, you know, I'm trying to not insult anyone here, but anyone in that age bracket, is where you need to start looking at National Friendly now. You have to start looking at us. As I said, with the help of this new actuary, our pricing will only get better going forward, so it's promising. So I just want to set your expectations that that's where we're at, but you need to start looking at us if it's an older person that's sitting in front of you.
I think David had a question as well.
Yeah, I want to reiterate what Nick said. I've used National Friendly a few times. Number one, when you have problems, just call Michael because he gets them sorted. Number two, when you're speaking to Duncan in underwriting, out of all the underwriters you ever speak to, most of the big companies, they are robots, they are androids, and they have to sing from a hymn sheet, and we know that. Duncan is the most human underwriter who understands, gets it, and doesn't unnecessarily add an exclusion because he doesn't know. So far, everything I've had with National Friendly has been pretty good. There's been a couple of minor admin glitches, but they're just admin glitches and pretty normal in the process. But everything else has been pretty good, and Michael is very attentive. So I'm just another big up, and I don't play golf, so I can't help you there.
Good man, thanks mate. I appreciate that. It's kind, very kind. And as it goes into my next argument, and I'm so glad that you've backed me up on that one, because no matter what it is in life, if it's insurance or if it's bloody Vodafone to get your phone sorted, you want to speak to a human. And we're going in a world where AI is now dominating the conversations of technology. And we're getting away very fast from that human interaction, which I think is still so important. And that's what we are good at. We are very good at human interaction at National Friendly. We value that. That's why we're doing so well, not with just the PMI, but our other plans as well, the income protection and the over 50s guaranteed market. It's because we have a human approach to our service, to brokers, to clients. We're a mutual society, so we have to do the right thing by the client. Alrighty, so that's the underwriting. Any more questions that I can't see? Bippin, can I see? Have I missed any?
I don't think so. No, I think we're
Perfect.
okay.
Perfect. Are we all right for time? Am I running late? How am I doing?
We're fine. We're good.
Good. All good. Right, excellent. Hospital choices. This is very similar to what you already know. Just need to go over it with you. So you've got three options with ourselves. You've got the first option, which is the cheapest. It's called Guided, and that is where our claims team, which are Helix, we have an outsourcer called Helix that do all our claims. They will advise your client on where to go. So we always advise the client to phone up our claims team if they're about to make a claim. If they're on the guided option, then the claims team will tell them where the best option is. The reason why it's the cheapest is we can control the cost. We have the relationship with that particular facility, and it's better. It's better for everyone in that way. We would also never send your client halfway across the country, but just because it's cheaper for us, we would have to send them within a 30-mile radius of their postcode if they take the guided option out. Now, standard is where all hospitals in the UK are included within the plan, and that includes London hospitals as well. However, HCA hospitals are not included. Alrighty. And then extended is, as you can probably guess, all hospitals in the UK, but HCA hospitals are included in the extended option. Now, just to give you a bit of an insight into the price increase, there's about a 30% jump in price difference between standard and extended, and it is because of the pricing of HCA facilities that it's just very expensive. All good with that, yeah?
Yeah, that's good. Michael, Paul's asked, I know you're not on the 4C platform at the moment, and I know Charlie mentioned that you are looking to come onto there. Is there any sort of feedback on timescales?
Yeah, I've not really had an update as of yet, but there's a lot in the agenda just now, Bippin. I don't know if that's at the top of the list, if I'm being honest with you, but okay. I can find out what's happening with it and get back to you.
Perfect, thank you.
Is everyone understanding my accent okay? Because the hay fever and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. And then the last thing that we have And this is not just part of our PMI plans, but this is part of every plan that National Friendly does. Everyone that takes a plan out with us, including their immediate family, get unlimited access to the Friendly GP service, or virtual GP service. Now, this will be part of, you know, most PMI plans, I would say. But the big thing here is unlimited, 24/7, 365 days a year. You can speak to someone. And in actual fact, I've just decided to use this going forward now. Very rarely will I ever try use my NHS GP. I've used it once and I thought it was amazing, and it's a lot better than phoning up your GP now. It's a waste of time phoning certain NHS GPs. You just nightmare, absolute nightmare. This is the easiest thing to use ever. The number for this service will be on the policy document that we send out to every one of your clients. And as I said, their immediate family will also be able to use this. All right, now I don't know if that's a massive selling point, but it is part of the plan and I like it. It's really good. I do understand that most insurers will have it, but I do like the fact that it's unlimited and the service is amazing. That's the most important thing. As long as you're getting a good service, that's really important. That's everything. I would like to thank everyone again for listening to me today, and I appreciate you joining. I really appreciate all the questions. I love that there were so many questions. For the ones I didn't know, I'll get the answers for you. That's a fact. But is there any more questions that are stuff that I've not covered that you want to go over?
No, I think you've done a good job there.
Thank you. I was just going to ask, can I contact you to find out how to get access to the portal? I don't think I've got access, but
yes, absolutely.
I can come to you for.
Bippin, will I give everyone my details just now on this call, or what's the best way to do it?
I'll send it out to everybody in an email. That's fine.
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
That was brilliant.
Or you can put it in the chat. It's up to you if you want to put it in the chat.
That's fine. I'll figure out how to do that.
That's fine. Michael, I think Sophia's just raised her hand to ask a question.
Yeah, I'm just curious, which third-party GP service do you use?
It's Health Hero. Health Hero. Did you get that? Yeah.
Perfect. Has anybody got any other questions? Can't see any more. No, that's looking good. All right, perfect. Brilliant. Thank you for that, Michael. Really appreciate that. And then if you just pop your details in the chat, that would be great. All right, so no we have Roman next. Roman, are you ready?
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Getting there. I'm getting there. Right, so I thought I would change things a little bit because it is a Monday and I didn't want it to be death by PowerPoint for you guys.
That's fine.
So I'm going to try something new. That being said, watch it just completely go to pot now. So can I just kindly ask everybody if they can either scan that QR code on their phone or join this page by going on to www.kahoot.it. And we'll see if this works. Oh, somebody's already in there. Thank you. Just thought I'd try something different and see how it goes.
Testing us whether we're awake or not this morning.
I know. That's all it is. Right. I'm not sure if it's letting everybody in. Technology issues have been ridiculous this morning. I can only see 3 people in, so I don't know if there's technical issues going on.
He's saying we need a pin, is that right?
It's that game pin that's on the screen.
Oh,
so
sorry.
It's okay, don't worry. It's 4137451.
It says player limit reached.
Okay. It's going to do this, right?
It won't let me log in.
Is it not letting you in?
No.
Right.
Yeah, I can't get in.
Well, that lasted all of 3 seconds, didn't it? Sorry, guys.
What's the card number?
No, there's quite a few people typing that it won't let them in.
Is it not? Right.
No.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to try starting it then. And it'll just be good just to have an interactive session anyway. Just shout out the answers, it's fine. If you're in, then great. Let's see how this goes so we don't take up too much time. So I don't know if you guys have ever played this. It's really, really good in terms of an interactive quiz. Right, let's see. So the aim of small business health insurance is to, and then it gives you a couple of options. So I don't know if you guys can all see that. Shout out the answer if you want to, or select the answer if you can.
The exam's on until June/July, mate. You're a bit premature.
Oh gosh. So yes, it's to get you and your team prompt access to diagnosis and eligible treatment in the workplace, so SMEs. So the next question. Well done, Matt. So a true or false question. Paying annually can help save 5% by paying your subscription yearly instead of monthly. So do we think that's true or do we think that's false?
True.
True. So we've got two answers. So I'm going to go over these questions at the end as well. I know it's quite fast paced as well. So it is absolutely true. So I know cost saving has been a big area this year in particular with renewals and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely one way that we can try and keep the cost down. Well done, guys. So question 3, what percentage of UK managers said that they have moderate to extremely severe symptoms of depression? So is it 12%, 29%, 25% or 34%? It's quite an interesting statistic, especially for the UK. So the answer is in fact 29%. So nearly one. Oh, did you? Well done. So nearly,
as I was on mic.
Nearly 1/3 of UK managers said that they have moderate to extremely severe symptoms of depression and that they've needed to take time off work due to their mental health in the past year. And they also said that they were twice as likely to have taken sick leave due to their mental health, just so that they can try and, you know, get themselves feeling much better again by accessing help through PMI and through healthcare options as well. And as we're all aware, mental health is a growing cause for concern in the UK as well, and these statistics just back that up. So what percentage of UK workers aged between 18 and 24 feel that mental health benefits are important to stay with an employer? So is it 50%, 33%, 72% or 25%? That's right. So it is 72%. So it's almost 3/4 of UK workers aged between 18 and 24 feel that mental health benefits are an important factor when deciding to stay with an employer. So again, it just stresses the importance of the younger workforce that's coming into force now. That it just shows that they are looking and recognising this as a value added benefit. And for a retention point of view for employers, it's huge. So question 5, AXA Health provides SME healthcare cover for, is it 1 to 249 employees, 5 to 250 employees, 10 to 250 employees, or 3 to 249 employees under the policy? So it's the minimum and maximum thresholds.
Red.
Yeah, that's right. So it is. It's a minimum of 1 up to a maximum of 249 employees. So it will cover, you know, individuals that are sole traders, for example, under an SME policy as well. And AXA Health pay £4.9 million worth of claims each day. Is that true or false? It is true. So £4.9 million worth of claims per day. And last year we paid 9 out of 10 claims. So every 9 claims out of 10 we did pay towards. And also just another contributing factor towards costs is on average about 21% of the member subscriptions actually go towards the running costs of our private hospitals as well. So it just shows the extensive amounts that healthcare providers are actually paying out for as well. But the claims, I thought that was quite staggering in terms of claims, and that is still claims that are still ongoing from post-COVID. Oh, well done, Matt. So another true or false. So can an increase in presenteeism also be costing a business? True or false? So again, yeah, true. So presenteeism is when employees are at work, but they're not able to fully function due to ill health. And that can also be a big problem for businesses. So the increase in presenteeism can also be costing businesses, as that then means that workers are unable to work as productively as what they could be if they were feeling 100%. So also, just on that note, while a certain level of sickness is unavoidable across all businesses, there's actions that business owners can take to invest in health and well-being of the team. And that's what we recognise, hence why we offer the SME offering. And when costs are rising for many other things, and cost of living also playing a big part of that, just taking simple steps can actually help save money in the long run and help protect your workforce as well. And that's where PMI and our SME product can help employers and their team and their workforce get back to work quickly through the prompt access to diagnosis and treatment. And this is just, it's just one of those reminders to just stress the importance behind why speaking and engaging to employers is so important, because it's picking up on these things of presenteeism as well as absenteeism. They're actually two completely different contributing factors that actually can contribute towards their workforce. Well done, guys. And an NHS 2023 survey reported probable mental health disorders has risen by 7.8% since 2017 for what age group? So is it 8 to 16-year-olds, 13 to 16-year-olds, 18 to 24-year-olds, or 18 to 31-year-olds? So it is in fact 8 to 16-year-olds. So again, it just shows how young those age limits are, where mental health disorders are being recognised for which age group it is actually affecting. And last question, AXA Health provide mental health cover for children and young people that are aged 5 to 17-year-olds. Is that true or is that false? So it is in fact true. So as of the 30th of April, AXA have actually made some changes to our mental health cover for children and young people. So the age limit, the minimum age limit used to be 8 years old, but we've actually dropped that down further to 5 to 17-year-olds now. And that's because, again, we've recognised that it is very important to offer that support sooner rather than later. And waiting for that appropriate professional help it can cause further anxiety and distress as well, just waiting for that support to become available. And so that's why now we've actually enhanced our current benefit, and we've dropped the limit down to 5 years old. And it just allows young people to get fast access to the right mental health support first time. So there's no change to the access that members get. So it just means there's no change to the way that members actually access this support. They can call us with a GP referral for their children, and then we will check if you're eligible and offer the option of the service. And then if you would like to go ahead with that, we then get them booked in for a telephone assessment. And it is with One Bright. So One Bright is the organisation that we're using to support with this cover. And they access this support. So within 2 working days, they can have that support and that call with a counsellor over the phone. And it's an initial clinical consultation that they will receive first of all, and then we can help source other eligible mental health support as it's recommended by their GP as well. So that's just some of the measures that we have recently taken for children and young people with mental health.
Raman, I think Kat's got a question on that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Hi,
yes,
Kat.
please. Thank you. Hi there. I just wanted to check, is that across your SME and individual policies?
Yes.
Yeah, marvellous.
Yes,
Really good
it
news.
is. It's across both of our product options. So again, there's not really, even with the comms that we've gone out with, it just means you still access that support as you have been doing up until now. It is One Bright that we use, and we've actually worked on the service alongside that as well. So it is within 2 working days that members can access that support and have those calls arranged to go through the clinical assessment over the phone.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot more clients are getting younger and younger. I'm not as young as 5, thank goodness. I haven't come across young, but yeah, I'm coming across a lot of clients whose children are struggling with mental health, which is really sad.
It's I mean, my children are 2 and 4, and I you know, when I heard we were dropping it down to 5, I'm you know, there were kind of signs of worry in me, thinking, oh my goodness, such a young age for children to be accessing support like that. But then when we look at it, they are growing up in a much different world to what we are used to or what we have grown up in, because they've had COVID to deal with as well through that time, which was a big chunk of their time. And now, you know, with all of the other pressures around them as well, and, you know, the pressures that we go under, our children see that as well. So actually, if we can offer support alongside what's readily available through schools and through your own parenting skills, I think it kind of just supports children with that. And with mental health being such a big scale, it's such a big project, so many different ways to, you know, kind of deal with that and talk through that. I think it's just another factor that we're contributing to those conversations, which is helping.
It's terrifying. I have a son turning 8, and he's just starting to get, you know, start asking about social media and things, and it terrifies me. I don't want him on social media.
Well, I mean, that statistic in itself, 7.8% increase since 2017, and that's just between the age bracket of 8 to 16-year-olds. That is still quite a scary statistic to show how much of an increase in mental health it's actually contributed towards. So it does show there are definitely, you know, areas that need improving to support mental health moving forwards, and that's why it's still been regularly monitored. I mean, we've dropped that late age limit, but we're still going to continue to monitor that to see how it goes and what the uptake of it is. But what we have seen so far, the reason why we've gone about this is because we are seeing that there is a need for it, and that need is coming across from clients accessing the service. So yeah, it's an ongoing work that we are doing, projects that we're working on.
Yeah, no, I think that's brilliant. Very, very sad but good.
Yeah, well, just on the back of that, I'm sorry everybody couldn't access that. I'm really sorry about that, but I just thought I'd just mix things up a bit. I will work on it a bit more to see why we couldn't get more people in. But well done, Matt. Well done, Ross. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm just going to go through just a few more bits with you guys, because one of the other things that we are doing this year that's actually had a lot of uptake on is we are looking to host some private hospital tours. So the HCA in Birmingham, So I don't know if you guys are aware of the Harborne Hospital, which opened in January this year. We have got some dates across from our the account managers at HCA, where we will be looking to host a range of those in H2 of this year. So I've just had those dates come through on Friday. So if anybody is interested in coming along, or if you've got any clients that would like to go and see the facilities that are available, we can actually arrange those for you as well. So it's just to throw that out there. And also, I know I've touched on mental health, but also things like menopause and men's health. We've launched a wide variety of webinars over the last couple of weeks. So I've got access to all of those. So if you are interested in any of those, I can certainly share those links with you guys, because it just helps to just have a bit more of a understanding around that from the conversations that we've had with clinicians to support those conversations. So again, just let me know and I'm happy to share those with you guys too.
Raman, I think Matt had a question as well. He's got his hand up.
Okay. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Raman. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you very much. Really positive news about the mental health. It costs absolutely nothing to add it, so I think for businesses it makes a lot of sense. But what I wanted to just double check on was your telephone GP service, your GP over the phone. What age can people access that from? Because it used to be not available to children, so it's kind of a bit of a stopper to care.
It's from 16, Matt. So
16.
It's available for children from 16 or young people from 16 years old. With this,
Are there any plans to change that in the future? Do you know?
I mean, I can't say for definite, but I think with the minimum age limit dropping to 5 years old, it's certainly areas that we are looking at and recognising. I mean, GP at hand is one of those options that's always got a high uptake. So I think it's possibly something that will be reviewed. I don't know when or how, but I think it's one of those areas that we are looking at as a business across the pathways that we offer as well. So I can definitely keep you in the loop with that if there's any changes to that.
Yeah, please do, because I know that a lot of other insurers don't have the 16 requirement. They can access it from a younger age, so it can be a stopper. And also your child only plans, talking about individual products for a second, they're really competitive. So it can be, again, another reason why you may lose out on other bits of business that could have been written to you if you had that ability to access it. So
yeah,
that was it.
No, to be honest, this kind of feedback is great because it helps us put your thoughts forward, and you guys have that feedback from clients that you're speaking to as well. So absolutely, I'll definitely forward that on, and then I'll let you know if there's any updates and conversations as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Was there any others, Bipin? Was there any other questions?
I don't think so. Does anybody have any other questions? No? Just check the chat. No, nothing at the moment.
Okay. Well, like I said, I know you guys work day in, day out with PMI. And I know, you with the conversations that you guys have, there's a big emphasis and focus on this as well. So I didn't want to teach you guys to suck eggs, but I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. And then I will share information just to support what I've gone through today with you. And as always, I'll keep you updated with any new changes coming this way as well. But this mental health change, which I've mentioned briefly, came into effect on the 30th of April. That's why I thought it would be quite good just to throw that out there to make you guys aware as well.
Does anybody have any feedback, any sort of claim success stories with AXA, or any sort of issues you've had, or any positive feedback on what they're really good on? And
I like that, what they're really good at. Thank you. That clause at the end makes all the difference.
No.
We will also.
Some more commission would be good.
Oh dear.
I'm rooting for you guys. I'll keep asking the question. I'm on your side, I promise.
You're the only one.
I was just going to mention at the PMI Summit, which we've got coming up very soon as well, actually, very fast approaching, I am looking to get somebody from our claims team to come along with me to that. So if there is any questions you guys have got on the claims front, there should be somebody from AXA there as well. So throw your darts at them, not me.
That's fine. I think Nick has just raised his hand. Nick, did you have a question?
No, I was just going to say I've dealt with AXA for 15 years, and I've always every company has problems, but I think AXA all round are a very, very good company, individual and corporate, and also PHC as well, are very good.
Thank you, Nick. I know when I've spoken to you at conferences as well, you're always really, really kind at saying that. And I think that is one of the areas that we try our best. I know most insurers probably fell into that bit of a loophole through COVID where service levels were being affected. But again, that was due to a victim of our own success with PMI being highly utilised through that period. And I think it's taken a long time to try and rectify those service issues. And I'm quite proud to say that we are up there again now. It's something we have worked very hard at. So thank you for recognising that, Nick.
Oh, okay. And then James has just made a comment about the commission in the chat as well. But yeah, that's fine. I know Amy has spoken to you about the commission rates and stuff in previous meetings. So yeah, that would be great if you could. Yeah. We can only ask.
Just while we're on the commission, does everyone know the commission for National Friendly? I forgot to mention that.
There you go. Do you want to let them know what's
your moments, Michael? I'm joking.
60%, everyone, just letting you know that. I'll step away again here.
You've come in to pee on her fire.
Seize the opportunity.
I know.
Bravo.
Brilliant. Thank you, Raman. I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, it was a good session. Yeah, it's a bit different. So yeah, thank you for that.